a podcast called Strangest Fruit.
All right, so here today, this is a monumental moment right here, Strangest Fruit podcast, and we are in prison. Well, I'm back in prison, but this time I'm not locked up, so this is a different thing. So it's just to help you guys and also spread the unity, spread the narrative and understanding, and have a different light on what the world views prisoners, inmates, convicts, etc. So, names? Well, you go first.
My name is Tran.
Like tech, like
T-E-C-H.
oh, I was going to say like tech. Like, all right, who named you after a gun? You know what I'm saying?
That's funny that you say that. You like dogs, and my dog's name is Uzi.
Oops, really?
Yeah.
His whole little line is just guns.
So everything just
Just
guns.
guns.
Just go gut it down. Then your name?
Marcus.
Marcus?
Marcus Zapada, yep.
What was the last name?
Zapada?
Marcus Zapada?
Yep.
Okay. How long you been in jail?
This is my first year in prison, but I've been incarcerated now for 6 years.
6 years?
Yeah.
So you fought a case for
5 years.
5 years?
Yes.
You?
I've been down going on 15 years.
15 years?
Yeah. I've been in prison for about 13, going on 14.
Okay. How's that experience been for you?
Go with me first.
Yeah.
Yeah, go.
Okay. You know, I don't want to just shed all positivity on it because there has been some ups and downs, but generally I'm a positive guy, so I have to speak from that place first. And this is my first prison, right? From reception to Pleasant Valley State Prison, and it's been a great experience, and not because I'm lost to the fact that I'm in prison serving a 32 to life sentence, but because I've met men around me that have been positive to me, that have shown me love, light, that have embraced me with supporting me to go to classes, rehabilitative efforts. I pretty much get in every class I sign up for, and so far it's been a good experience.
For me, well, it's had its up and downs. You know, I've been down for a little while now. I've been to around like 7 different prisons, all the way from down to Calipat to up to High Desert. Just been around. Like my experience has been, they've been cool so far. Like as far as like I've always been able to hold a job or get a job, getting any programs. College, sometimes it's a little hard to get in, but I'm working on it right now to try to get back in it. I'm taking some courses, but overall my experience has been, they've been all right. Like they've been cool. I've been trying to keep a positive attitude. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
How old are you?
I am 45 years old.
45 years old. You've been locked up for 6 years. So you caught your case at what, 40? 39?
Yeah, 38, 39, yep.
So you a little up there in age to be coming to jail.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, we can
what's
get
going
into
on?
it.
Because
Yeah,
what's how did that happen?
Yeah, you know.
Hey, look up, granddaddy going to jail. What he done did?
Dang.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's a lot of gray there. You're right. Well, it wasn't always like that, right? But nothing happens right then and there. There's a buildup. Maybe it started back here and I was unaware of it. Because I think for a time in my life, even though I was doing the best I could every day to be a positive, productive person, there was unresolved trauma. And that trauma, it followed me. It carried with me, it stuck with me, right? And it was dealt with through alcohol. 30 years of alcoholism, intergenerational alcoholism, until one day I caught my case, right? And I'm not gonna leave you with a cliffhanger. I'm here to bear it all because I believe that my story one day could prevent a person like me from doing the same thing I did, or it could spark something in somebody else so that they could see that maybe if Tech can do it, or if Tech is spending his first year in prison and he's able to be positive and productive and shine a light, then why can't I? So this is what I'm here for. So the culmination of it all led up to one moment. And that moment when I shot Nicholas Colasso in the leg, after I found out that my wife was cheating on me, that moment brought me here. But maybe I needed to be here, because now that I reflect back on it, I wasn't a present father like I thought I was. I was a distant husband. Yes, I provided, but was I really there? I don't think I was. I was consumed in work and alcohol. I worked 3 jobs, 2 of which I didn't have to. I just wanted to because I was masquerading around as a person that had it all together when truly the foundation was cracked and crumbling. So instead of addressing those underlying issues, I added more work responsibilities, more accolades, more money. And I thought that would solve the issues, and it didn't.
I asked you a question. So, were you knowingly knowing you were going down that destructive path? Did the disease have a control over you that much? Because alcoholism is a disease. Did it have that much of a grip on you to where you're like, I'm just gonna keep on going?
Well, I'll tell you this, right? The day I caught my case, before I brushed my teeth that morning at 6 a.m., I already had 2 shots of Douce.
Oh, you a bad man, Jack. Oh, yeah.
I have a liquor cabinet at home, right? 6 feet long, 4 feet tall. And all it had in it was my favorite liquors, cognac being number 1, so on and so forth. Not to glorify alcoholism or alcohol, but that's what I faced every day. Before I brushed my teeth, I would have at least 2 shots, and that's on the daily. That's even on a work day. And by the time, 12 o'clock hit on the weekends, I was already into my 12th drink. So yes, it had a grip on me. I was functioning, so I told myself that. But was I really? Was I really doing any good to my kids or to my now ex-wife? No. As a man reflecting on that with deeper insight and more love and compassion, they didn't have me present. So it had a grip on me. But that was only a contributing factor. It wasn't the root of it all.
So most of the times when I sit down or being in class, especially with the kids, I go in there, and when I approach the kids, the first thing I do is accountability. Especially if it's somebody that's from where I'm from. Because that's what they need. And I always try to tell dudes, build your dream team. Get you somebody from everywhere. You gotta have the Asian people, you gotta have the Mexican people, you gotta have the whites, you gotta have the blacks, you gotta have everything under the sun. Because when you enter with these kids, they're gonna look at what they're able to relate to the most. They want that person that walk like them, talk like them, and look like them. They wanna look in the mirror and be like, can you relate? So when you see me do simple shit like go use the pisser, I do it on purpose. I'm just like y'all. I'm gonna go use the pisser just like y'all. I'm not finna, hey, can you open up the staff bathroom? Nah, man, I'm gonna come right here and do this.
I saw that.
It's the ultimate relate. I know what you're going through. So when I see the kids, and I had a dude, and he came to class, and I told him, what you got going on in your life? Give me 3 good things about yourself. These are kids. This is 2022, 2023. Kids can't even tell you 3 good things about themselves. And I tell them, where you from? I'm from such and such. How many dudes you knocked out? I done knocked out this many. How many times have you shot a gun? I done did this. At that point in the classroom, there's no COs in there. They let them run wild. I say, damn, not only did you just glorify all the negativity that you did, you just incriminated yourself. You don't know me from Adam and Eve. So it's obvious that who we are as the culture, or whatever the case may be, we're failing our youth. What is step number 5? Take a fearless and moral inventory of the things that I've done for myself and the things I've done to others. That's probably the only NAAA thing I could ever remember, but it struck a note with me to the point of what you were just saying. You can identify all the problems. Then it's lastly, what type of extreme does it have to take? Because from earlier you said you were in social work, right?
Yes.
So you know out of anything, humans only change when they hit the extreme. Me, dudes can't even speak on this, I'll speak it myself because I've been in here. Every time I had to do something to one of my folks, it's because a homeboy was doing too damn much. And it took to get him to this point. I done paid your debt, I done did this, now what am I gonna do? How much are you gonna do to your soul before you finally just say, hey, I give out or I move up? How was it for you? What was your, and then we'll come back to him, because this, see how it correlates?
Yeah, for sure. So for me, that was something, that was deep.
He said, I'm gonna get deep. He went all the way deep. He dug a whole trench. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure. So for me, it's been a journey, man. Like, it took a while for me to actually sit back and just go over what I've done. Like, I'm in here for attempted murder and robbery. And the reason why it led to that is because at the time I was young. I was 16, turning 17, and I felt I had all the pressure of the world on my shoulders. It was just my mom and my siblings. I'm the oldest of 4 of us. So I tried everything I could to try to find a job. It was during summer vacation, and I just couldn't get no love, like, anywhere. So I dove deep and just decided to just commit a robbery. And that robbery was a bank robbery. I ended up doing a bank robbery. I didn't get away, obviously. Got in a little shootout with the cops. One of them ended up getting hit, and I ended up getting caught. And I've been here ever since. So me sitting here today, I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, damn, why did I go from, so in school, like, I was a student, like everything I was doing right. And I was, trying to help my family as best as I could. And then I grew up in Stockton. So it's, kind of like, it's a lot of poverty over there. And
Oh, you said Stockton?
Stockton.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
So I didn't.
Stockton is horrible.
Yeah, on everything, yeah.
Stockton is toe up. They got an island in Stockton.
Yeah.
Of people living on islands and stuff. Stockton.
On the real.
Comparison and contrast, people out there who don't know, have a little education on Stockton. Stockton's comparison to 1970s Watts, California, Compton, California. Everybody knows the story of the myth turned fact. There's a train. A train stops in the middle of Watts, California. The door slides open, and all of a sudden there's guns on there. And these guns automatically ended up in the hands of the Bloods and Crips. Now dial it up, go ahead, forward. Stockton, California. What is it labeled as? one of the biggest gun capitals in California. Where do the trains go through? Stockton, California. Where is it at? One of the most impoverished places that you can go to. History repeats itself. We know what it is. So now it's like, all right, now we at this situation right now. So I just have to let people know, like, nah, Stockton's fucked up.
Yeah, not for sure. So, just, living around all that stuff. Like, I never got involved in any gangs or doing any of that as far as like selling drugs and things like that. But, just seeing all that stuff and then hearing everybody like, oh, I came up on this, oh, I came up on that, like stuff like that.
So you're not a gangbanger?
I'm not a gang member,
Oh,
no.
wow, that's rare.
Yeah, so I mean, and everybody that grew up around me, they're all gang members. But I decided not to go that route because I had siblings that, in my mind, I'm gonna lead by example. Like I still try to live up to that. But it was just unfortunate that I just took this route because I felt I had no other options, as far as not able to get a job or not able to just have that support from people to try to find it. Sometimes.
I can tell.
Sometimes.
You fight with yourself a lot. It's not something. Just you fight with yourself a lot.
No, for sure.
Let that shit go, bro.
And everything.
I can see it written all on you. You fight with yourself. You when you fluid, it just go through. It's always gonna be a conflict. Like when Brody asked me, like, do you let that shit go? You don't let it go, bro. This shit is never gonna leave you. When you get out, it's still gonna sit there because at the end of the day, no matter how many females you got, how much money you got, whatever it is, when you go to sleep at night and it's dark, it's you and your mind. Physical, you can get stabbed up 100 times and walk out. You can get shot with a mini, knock your whole arm off. That's gone. You can get a prosthetic. That wound to heal up. But it's the mental stuff that you're going through. See how it goes back to his early childhood trauma? Right. Now look at your childhood trauma at 16. It was just an extreme childhood trauma. Right. Stand on business. Stand on what you about. You walking that line, you doing something that's harder than a lot of dudes in here to do. And that's be like, I don't gangbang. I'm a do my own Dougie. That's hard as hell to do. Because it's a whole bunch of stuff that's trying to eat at you. But don't let you eat at yourself. Like you got it, you right here. Give yourself a pat on the back. They showed a PBS special and it talked about the inmate population. I used to love watching Independent Lens in the cell. I used to sit in the hole just hot chips just sitting in there. You go in the yard, fuck y'all, I'm watching this. I'm watching PBS. But they showed how dudes were doing art. And they said, you look at how the inmates draw the art. And they said, especially Hispanics. Because I wanted to learn how to draw, and it stood out to me what they were saying about the Hispanics. They said, watch how the Hispanic inmates draw and how it's flawless, how it's light, how their shading is exactly perfect. And they looked at the characteristic of the mind state for a person to draw just like that, exactly on point, flawless, without erasing not one time. You know the dudes that draw in pen? They leave no room for error. So look at a person in that eye and ask them how much error they leave for room within themselves. Think about it. Now take that same mind state and use it on the whole inmate population. That's a lot of stress to live by. Where you think I gotta be flawless at all points. I cannot make any mistakes. It'll help you for the parole board, but in real life, out there in the streets, hell no, we slow as hell. We slow, bro. Ask me to parallel park a car right now. Yeah, I'm gonna be there for about 20, 30 minutes trying to parallel park that thing.
I don't know. Don't they got the little automatic thing now where they can just park by yourself?
Some things you just want to experience on your own. I don't want the computer to show me every damn thing.
Yeah, on the real.
But just let it go. You fighting it, but just flow with. What's your nationality?
I'm Samoan and Creole and Mexican.
Yeah. Oh, Samoan Creole. Oh yeah. That's you know.
Oh God.
So at younger ages, how was it for you growing up, being that you were so many nationalities?
It was hard. I'm not gonna lie. When I was younger, I used to get picked on for having long hair. Like my hair was like extremely long. Like it was like past my waist long when I was younger, when I was a kid. And I used to get teased a lot. Like kids, they always be like, oh, you look like a girl or this and this and that. So I used to fight a lot. Feel like, man, what you mean? Like type stuff when I was a kid. So it led to me just, just constantly always fighting, always trying to prove myself, always trying to be, always trying to be somebody like type deal, but never willing to, take the gang route or anything like that. Cause I felt, man, I'm gonna stand on my own too, always. And it just, that's just what it was, when I was younger. So it was a lot of that.
Where you from?
Oakland.
Oh yeah, Oakland, Stockton, Sac. Yeah, that's, we don't even need to talk about Oakland and all that. The bipping went way out of control. Yeah, you gotta park somewhere and leave all your windows down. And my shit, I gotta leave my windows down? And what, all right. So, different generations, different eras, same trauma, same conflict, same self-destruction, same fight. And when we said we had this conversation a slight bit earlier, I said, well, we know what the problems are. What are we gonna do to solve them? What would you do in his shoes to solve his problems?
So Marcus, if I were in your shoes and to solve your problems, as if they were my own, I think I would first look within and heal myself. I would look at all of, I come from a strengths-based, solution-focused model, right? So I'm looking at all my strengths. So I'm looking at all your strengths, and you have them, right? You're articulate, you're smart, right? You're easy to get along with. I think you're genuine. You look at all the positive characteristics. You're a loving brother, right? The oldest sibling. You're a loving son. You try to take care of your family. So I would look at all of these positives and see how I can help heal myself from all of that trauma and pain. And then I would take that and I would manifest that outwardly. So take all of your positives and your strengths and see those in others, instead of harboring the resentment, the bitterness, the hate that you not only have for yourself, but your surroundings and possibly other people around you. I think anger, what Didontae sort of saw earlier, was this sort of struggle you have within yourself. I think it breeds a certain type of maybe self-sabotage.
Absolutely.
And I think when you overcome that, you'll begin to heal, and then therefore that'll ripple outside. That's what I would do if I were him.
Facts. Yeah. And then don't think that, for all the guys that are getting, I hope everybody here gets out first off, but please do not think that you finna get out and go into society and everybody's gonna be rehabilitated like you.
For sure not.
Please don't believe it. Please don't believe you're gonna sit down with a woman and have a full-blown, logical conversation about your trauma as a man and the things you went through in prison. You are either gonna scare the shit out of somebody, or you need to go find that one person you need to talk to. So the reason why we built these groups is so you have that person that you can actually speak with. That's like a guy going to Iraq and he's seen all that war. You don't know how to talk to people about that. He can't sit there and share that. But if I sit here and talk to him, we can laugh about it, but at the end of the day, we know, like, man, it was a horrible set of circumstances that we went through. Now, look at bro. Now it's your turn.
To be in his shoes?
Yeah.
That's kind of deep. To be in his shoes, yeah.
I mean, because essentially when you go to the parole board, you got to put yourself in your victim's shoes.
No, absolutely, yeah.
So on a microplasma type thing, go ahead, put.
Man, tell you, he's a super smart dude, and just from what I know of him too, like me putting myself in your shoes, I don't know if I could do that. As far as being in that.
See how hard that was?
Yeah.
It's hard as hell.
It's hard.
The lifestyle that we live, it's hard to just be like, hey, bro, I love you, bro. You my dog. You doing so much good stuff.
Yeah.
Your hair combed right, man. Who gave you that edge up, bro? Man, you got it going on, champ.
Right.
It's so hard for us to do that because we're that masculinity that we have. We still have that, all right, I ain't finna get a bro don't compliment, nah. But the first time somebody mess up, oh, he done did this whole red carpet of bull stuff that he done did comes out into play.
Yeah.
So Accountability. You see it now. You see how you still dealing with the same traumas of when you was a kid to this day?
Yeah.
And the same traumas you have to identify, then identifying somebody else while lifting them up and then carrying forward, like, all right, I still have the self-confidence to do this. So if I was sitting at the parole board and I was watching you, I'm like, oh, his hand's fidgeting. He's nervous. If I can see it and I've only been sitting in front of you for 10 minutes, what you think the trained professionals can see?
Right.
This just me using my yard eyes. Them my yard eyes. I was like, oh, it's gonna go down over there. I might not even go over there. They going the opposite way of the track. That don't look good right there. I'm looking at you through my yard eyes. But now imagine these psychologists who ask you the most weirdest questions. Have you ever engaged in group sex?
Right.
How are you gonna react?
Truthfully.
You can do that, but can he do that?
Yeah. I mean, I feel I can, but I mean, I haven't.
Yeah, it's different.
But that is a weird question though, yeah.
Or they ask you, if you're not a gang member, why haven't you gone to S&Y?
Okay. Because I feel if I can't do it here, then what makes me think that I can do it over there?
That's scripted. How many times have you said that to yourself?
Yeah, I haven't.
That's scripted.
But
I'm a regular person and I can read through, like, all right, that's you gotta be more genuine. See how hard it was for you to sit there and be like, all right, I see this natural good stuff, so I'll try it again. But dig deeper.
okay. Yeah, it's tough, man.
Exactly.
It's tough.
Y'all
it's
see
tough.
it?
Yeah, that's tough.
You looking at the good in your bro and you can't even dig deep, bro. Take a deep breath, dig deep.
I don't man. I don't know. I can't put myself in
All
his shoes.
Name?
Marcus.
Marcus. Don't even know his name like that. Marcus. Already from observing Mr. Marcus. If I was to write something or I was an advocate. Marcus, 16 years old. At 16, I was already a full-blown gang member. So I would say he's already done things that I'll never be able to do and I'll never be able to overcome. Marcus is, what, the oldest of how many kids?
4.
4. Although he's locked up right now, I can see that he really cares about his family and tried his best. And he's still trying his best. Me, on the other hand, I could look at that. I completely neglected all that. Why? Because I was dedicated to the gang. I was dedicated to me. I was being selfish. It was about me, me, me. It wasn't about anybody else. Then I could jump to Tech. Tech would probably be one of the people who I've met within the last few months who immediately has taken responsibility for the negativity that he's done and tried to change it. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Then you look at deeper. The reason why we end up coming with these blockages where we're not able to speak to people is because of the emotional attachment that we have to them or ourselves, the inability to let our egos die down and let our spirit go ahead and speak, because all that is you fighting your ego.
Right. Yes, that's tough.
See the talk?
It's tough.
You
Yeah.
want to say good things, but your
it's just tough.
It's a block,
It
and that's
is,
something that you're
yeah.
gonna have to fight through.
No,
So
for sure.
when you get out on the streets, it's gonna be these blocks that you're gonna have to fight through. You know how many fights I wanted to have since I've been out? I don't care what none of these dudes saying that's getting out of jail. Oh man, it's been some time I wanted to whoop ass. And people don't understand, or you be out with your wife and she gets upset. Hey, why can't you do things fast like regular people? And I have to stop and say, I've been in jail all my life. What the fuck? Why you leave the bathroom light on? I still do it. I just leave the light on. Why? People don't understand that I've never had to turn a light off a day in my life. It's all been done for me. So I don't know about the switch. Turn it off for me then. You know what I'm saying? Little shit like that that's gonna annoy people, but to you it's regular. Getting up early in the morning annoys the shit out of my girl. Why do you get up at 5 o'clock every day? And I'm like, I want to say, bitch, it's program time. That's why.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to say. You know what I'm saying? It's program time. That's why. Somebody got to work around here, but now you're starting to get the normal people problems. So try it again.
Okay. So putting myself in Tech's shoes, I would say that he had a strong sense of love for his wife, it was. And that love just kind of overcame him as far as letting it take his emotions, I guess, to a level where it was it just where he wasn't thinking anymore, and he just this is I think because I never put myself in this position before, as far as having to speak good on somebody or having to put myself in somebody else's shoes. It's difficult.
Let's get deeper. Put yourself in the shoes of the person that you shot, the cop that you shot.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what was going through his mind. I mean, putting myself in his shoes, I feel if I was to be in his shoes, like, I'd be scared. I'd be scared just, not being able to be around no more for my family, our loved ones, for friends, not being able to do the simple things like saying that I love you anymore to, like, wife, kids, to be able to go to work, just live just a regular life. I don't know, maybe I would have been just super terrified of just like not knowing what my intentions were that day. When I pulled a gun out on him and thinking that that was the last thing I would be able to see, like, from that day. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it.
And that's lightweight.
Yeah.
That's lightweight.
No, for sure.
I asked myself that, and I was like, man, what if I was, I asked myself, I was like, damn, what if I was a cop? That's a crazy ass question to ask yourself. I was like, what if I was a cop? You know what I'm saying? And I thought, I was like, now imagine me pulling up on somebody, and I'm like, get out the car. Yeah. Me? Get out the car. And you get out the car and do something I don't want you to do. I'm gonna gun you. That's why I couldn't, I'm being completely honest with you. If I was a cop and I tell you to do something, and you don't do what I tell you to do, I don't know if you got a gun. I'm gonna gun you. That's why I can't get upset with what the police do. I can't get upset. If I try to put myself in an officer's shoes, and I know I'm going to a gang territory, and it's me, and it's 10 of y'all, and I know about 5 of y'all got guns, and I know 2 of them got 100 rounds on them, and I pull up and I tell you, get on the ground, you don't get on the ground, and I shoot you, whatever. You might have did that to that cop. From that day on, that cop might have been like, hey, every time I get into it with a dude, I'm gonna pop him or he gonna pop me. We just did the episode that we released on the Rampart cop that did the training day. And what did he say? He said, after 2 dudes shot me in my leg, I got up, I chased them down, I gunned them both down. But from that day forward, mentally, I was out of it. And he said that's what made him go rogue. 5-year run, over $5 million, over 15, he said 72 keys of stolen drugs, and that's what it takes. What is it gonna cause that? So when I look at dudes like that, I wanna get insight. I wanna know, like, what would make you do that? Because what would make a gang member do some weird shit? We all know that. We know what make gang members do just the most weirdest stuff. Why the homie do that? You know why he did that.
Yeah, just trying to get away.
So then you look at a cop. All I'm doing is doing my job, protect and serve. Obviously, you did something wrong. I come to tell you, hey, buddy, put the gun down. You like, no. He don't even know you 16 years old. Now I got a 16-year-old with a gun. Damn. Then I look at y'all's situation. So you got you two right here. Everybody in this room is gonna walk out of here with a different perspective on both of y'all. I guarantee you 2 people gonna walk up to you he gonna wanna invest in you. Look, bro, whatever you need to do this, blase, let's get it done. They know he got the social worker thing up on her, but they know he has a deeper train of thought. So I wanna lean on him. Give me some of that education that you got. Napoleon Hill says, build your mastermind group. And within this mastermind group, you're never supposed to argue with these people. You're never supposed to have a disagreement. Everything's supposed to grow smoothly. This is your mastermind group. You know the problems. Everybody here can solve them. Only reason why you ain't got the PhD is because it just ain't on a piece of paper, but where he at? He does. he got all the right certificates and stuff. So now that you have somewhat of the answers, what would you do? What would you do right now if you walked out of prison?
If I walked out of prison right now?
Yep.
Go to my family, see how they was doing.
What would you do if you didn't have your family?
If I didn't have my family, I'd probably check myself into a halfway house.
To a halfway house.
To get some help, just to get some, to learn how to live again on the streets, like, cause it's been so long, to be able to have help to get a job or find help in that situation, or even still try to take classes to still help me cope with what I'm still going through. Like you said, you can see it. Like, I'm still fighting my demons, and it's hard for me to overcome those. And even though it's been so long, and I've taken classes to try to get myself up out of those, it's still hard.
It's never gonna leave.
Right.
I mean, I know some dudes are religious or not religious, but I can go with my school of thought. And it says in my school of thought, Muslim, the longest jihad that a man will ever have is the war with himself. You always gonna be fighting yourself. You're always gonna do it. Like, it's not gonna stop. When you get into the corporate arena, you're gonna start fighting with yourself to be like, am I really a boss, or am I gonna be working this job for the rest of my life? Am I a barista, or am I a bud tender? You know what I'm saying? Am I armed security, or am I a dog trainer? It's
on everything.
You're gonna be going through that.
I do got a business plan though. When I do get out there, I want to be a chef. Like, I want to own my own business. We're gonna learn how to cook, just different type of foods, just explore, just go around the world and learn different cuisines that I could incorporate into my restaurant that I want to have one day. So that's really what I want to do. I want to go to culinary school. I want to learn how to actually put ingredients together. Like, I mean, I already know how to cook a little bit, but
man,
I want to be
bullshit ass spread, bro.
I ain't talking about no bullshit spread,
nasty ass spread you made in the cup, homie. Nah, throw that out.
I know how to. I know how to.
Doodle peppers. Get that out of here. Nah, bro.
I know how to throw a little bit of seasonings together and make something.
All right.
I don't just throw a soup with some rice and beans and call it good.
Man, you really trying to do culinary?
I'm really trying to do culinary. Like, I'm really trying to do that.
Why haven't you started it?
There's no culinary classes that I can take while I'm in here.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm pretty sure.
How many dudes in here know how to type?
I know how to type.
How many dudes in here college educated?
I'm not college educated. No.
All right. So you got a dude that knows how to type. You got a dude that's college educated. You got dudes in here that ran businesses before. So why don't you mock up the paperwork to get that sent up for intro, so you can start a pilot program, and then you start it like that?
Never thought about it that way.
Excuses are like assholes. Everybody got one.
On everything.
So the only thing that's stopping you is
me, for sure.
Simple as that. Now to the deeper man here.
For sure.
You got something different going on. So you older in age. I don't mean to say older. Matured. There you go, matured.
Seasoned.
With somebody who's sprinkle me. So with somebody that's more mature, a lot of dudes that get out in an older age, they're in a rush. I'm older, I don't got it like I used to, What is your way of combating that?
Well, number one, I embrace my age. I embrace my look. I embrace every hair on my head, my face, all of it.
There and not there.
There and not there. That's right. So to the naysayers and to the people that, have an opinion otherwise, they're entitled to that. They have that. And that's fine. But I'm comfortable in my own skin. I'm courageous enough to stand in my own truth and in my own heart and present myself as whole, because that's who I am. I also want to answer the question that you gave Marcus, right? What am I going to do when I pass the parole board at my first time trying and walk out those front doors? I'm going to join an AA home meeting because I know that I have a substance use issue, alcohol. I'm going to go to a transitional living home because I know that I'm going to need that to get back on my 2 feet. I'm going to humble myself and get any job that can provide me structure and support, because I have a loving system and a network of people out there that have my back if I need it. But I know that I also have it within me to go out there at 60 years old and still make it. I truly believe that. So all of those things I'm already putting into place now, and this is year 1. So when I meet you, parole board, in 16 years, no is not going to be your answer, because you're going to see who I am and you're going to allow me to walk out of those doors and be the man who I was always meant to be, a person of change, a person that can help others. And what am I going to do? I'm going to continue to develop the programs to support my community. My community meaning folks that have traveled a long way like I did. I came here on a boat. I was born in Vietnam. We landed here with nothing. And it's okay, because I know what nothing is. So when I leave these gates, I'm going to have nothing. And I'm okay not going $240 a month on my canteen. I know how to survive that. I know how to beg my mom for food stamps and for her to say no. I know how to live without, because I have within.
Yeah. You're going to be out before 16.
For sure.
You're going to be out way before then.
Thank you. I received that.
You're going to be out way before then. Sure. Are you going to mold him to be out before then, though?
I want to. I've approached my brother here several times on numerous occasions.
And you turned it down? Oh, yeah, let's get into that right there. Real quick. Hold on.
I didn't say I turned it down.
So you turned down the yogi.
I wouldn't say I turned it down, but I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a lot going on there.
What you mean it's a lot going on? I don't know. What?
I just don't feel like I'm quite that ready yet. I need to be. I want to be.
Why are you not? See, oh yeah, this the shit right here. This called this is called the hot seat. So I do this with my boys. So you explain to me, make it make sense though. Why you're not ready?
It ain't gonna make sense.
No, go ahead. I like this type of shit.
It ain't gonna make sense.
Tell me why you're not ready for this.
I got those roadblocks that just prevent me. I'm always, I don't know. I think what it is I'm still, in my mind, I'm still worried about what other people think.
You still doing that, bro?
I think so. I mean, it's not.
How old are you?
I'm 31.
You 31?
It's not intentional, but I think I'm not intentionally trying to do it, but I know it's still, I don't know. It still stops me a lot of times, and I'm like, why am I doing this?
So let me get this straight. This is beautiful. So
it's not.
You are stopping yourself from going home, finding your true identity, getting home to your sisters, your family, having kids, getting a job, getting a car, good credit, traveling the world, being a chef, cordon bleu, doing all that type of shit because you can't let go of the fact that the past is the past and you stand on who you are. You're not 16 no more, champion. So now we go back again. Why are you still doing this? Why are you still doing that? Oh, because my childhood trauma, or this, that, and the other. It's no longer that. is you still holding on to that shit and not stepping over that step and saying, look, I'm putting my big boy pants on and I'm gonna handle my business. And you can't say I don't have any help because you got this man willing to sacrifice his time, which is more expensive than money, to invest in you. I'm out there right now. I wish I had somebody to call. I'm waiting on the dudes from the pen to call so I can have a logical conversation with people, because people out there so far out with their heads up their ass. So you got it. So when you do go up before the people, or you do talk to your family, or you look at yourself in the mirror next time and you're like, hey, like, oh, we denied you. I know, because I fucked up. Right. Or you look at yourself in the mirror, damn, I'm tired of being here. Oh, you right, because your dumb ass still keep you here.
On the real.
And that's if you content with being with your environment, if you're content, if you genuinely content with this, ain't even no point in us even doing all this, bro.
Right.
Ain't no point in me coming up here, ain't no point in all this film shit, none of that. You don't even need to be a chef. You're gonna make some noodles. You a noodle dude. Get him a contract with Meeson or something.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I hear you though.
Like, you got your support group, my guy. So now the question is, are y'all gonna ping pong that off each other? Yeah?
Right, yeah.
No, this is the moment of truth.
No, I hear you.
Are you gonna accept
sure.
it?
No, for sure.
Shake his hand.
Can I share a story real quick?
Go ahead. Now, you know what you just did, right?
Yeah, that's
prison word is
contact. Word is bond. Yeah.
All right, y'all see it.
Yeah.
Hundreds of thousands of people gonna see this shit. Lie like a motherfucker. All right.
It's all good.
You know, like right before all of this, right? I stood there at the wall right there with Marcus, and I said, you know, you saddened me that day. And he said, what do you mean? This is 2 months, 3 weeks ago, around November 11th. I handed him a book, and it said Compassion. That was the title of the book. And I said, in a little kite in there, a little note, I said, I think you're gonna need this book, because I think that it'll help you heal before you go to board. And in my man's right pocket right now, he has a letter with his parole board hearing date right now. He has it in his pocket. I see it. But he looked at me and he said, Tech, November 11th, he said, nah, man, I give up. And I remembered that date because it hurt me. Because a fellow brother of mine is saying that I have board in a few months, but I'm giving up. And I just want you to know that, man, I'm here for you, and I don't want you to give up.
Appreciate that.
You gave up?
For a moment. I did give up for a moment.
You bounced back?
I did, for sure.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure.
No, like you sure? Because you already shook his hand, so you already made this contractual agreement. Now
No,
you got to be
for
held
sure.
to that shit.
No, most definitely. So.
See how I work? Yeah.
Yeah, nah, I got you.
I'm kind of slippery when I need to be. It's all for a good purpose, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, for sure. Right now too, because like I told him in the beginning, like the reason why I did, because I was still messing up. I just recently got a couple write-ups for phones. I'm on C status right now. So in my mind, I had given up because yeah, I'm on bum status right now. So in my mind, I gave up.
You in Pleasant Valley on C status?
On C status, bro, on the real. So I had.
What you doing, bro?
Yeah, man.
You in Pleasant Valley on C status? What you doing?
Man.
All right.
So
all right, let's just wipe everything clean and you start over. Just follow in his footsteps.
Yeah,
you know
no, for sure.
Just listen to him.
Ain't
no need in giving up, my man. Like that's.
Nah, for sure. So I felt, but in that moment though, I did feel like it was just like whatever. Like they're gonna deny me regardless.
What do you feel you need? What do you feel you need to get to the next phase?
Someone like Tech. Someone like Tech.
And what else?
For sure. And then just find my way, just find my path, and just stick to it. Just and learn from it. That's really what it is. I just need to just overcome whatever demons that I'm facing, and stop, like you said, like beating around the bush. Like I'm beating around the bush, and I know I self-sabotage myself.
And you say you need to, overcome the demons that you facing. You ain't facing no demons, bro. You facing you. You got the grown man you fighting the little kid you. That's how you go out there in the yard right now. I guarantee you, right now, it's a group of dudes, and it's one old ass dude that's about 50-something years old in the middle of them dudes talking about a fight he had when he was in the 7th grade.
On the real. Yeah.
Guarantee he's still talking about the same shit. He gonna be saying the same thing over and over again. It's on replay. Question is, what you gonna do about it? Simple as that. I'm gonna need some homework though, cause I just didn't waste all this breath for nothing. So I'm gonna need for real, I'm gonna need to see what your parole board plan looking like.
Okay.
I'm gonna need to see like remorse letters, more than 3, about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them.
I got about like 5 of them.
Like, let's see some effort.
No, for sure.
Cause he gonna light some fire under your ass.
No,
I was that
sure.
type. If you're not gonna press me, I'm not gonna do nothing.
No,
I'll
for
fight
sure.
you though.
For sure.
But you know what I'm saying?
No,
you can't get me to do nothing positive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'll fight you though. And it's just like that, champ. You got a brotherhood right here. One of my bros said, stop looking at prison like it's prison. Look at it like it's one of the most biggest universities you ever been in. Then I went and met an OG who did about 30 years in the shoe. And I was like, hey, OG, how you do this? He said, look around, youngster. You got every single race, every single type of person, everything right here in front of you. Take advantage of it. You should be familiar with every single race. You should know a little bit of something to where you're able to get along with every single person. I could walk up to the dude with the swastika on his forehead and be like, hey, what's happening? And we can have a regular conversation. All right, you don't like this? I don't like that. Let's throw that out the way. Let's talk business. Let's talk this. Let's talk that. You got something you could teach me. Maybe I could have something you could teach you. If not, have a good day. Bye-bye. Now, what questions you got for me? Shoot your shot.
Man, I don't really know much about you. I don't really know anything about you.
I was in prison from 14 to 30 something.
Okay. And in that time, what did you learn about yourself?
I learned that too much of anything can become poison. And although I did majority of my time without having any type of 115s, other than leaving California Youth Authority, when I came to prison, I did a pretty good time. I did New Delano, no write-ups. But I was like you in a sense. So when it came time for me to go to a level 3, I didn't go. I kept messing up. I could have went to a level 3. Why? Because I know in my mind, if you put me in an environment where I have too much freedom and dudes play with me too much, I'm gonna do something to them. So I knew me being on a level 3 or a level 2 or a level 1, if I can get away with killing somebody, I was gonna do it then. Because it's room and I'm not gonna let you play with me. I took level 4 shit way, way, way serious, and I would have to apply that to where I'm at. And it just felt too uncomfortable for me, so I couldn't do it. And then it kept spiraling out of control. So I got spanked a few times. So I got spanked the first time going to the parole board. Lady looked at me and said, you a dope head. She called me a dope head. I got mad at her. I said, but it's weed though. She said, it's still dope.
Yeah.
So I went back and fucked up some more and lost my visits for 3 years. And I just kept bumping my head. I'm a Scorpio, blame it on that. That was another bullshit excuse. I could have blamed my family. Oh, y'all left me in foster homes and in group homes, or this is that and the other. Nah, that ain't it. You grown now. And I just went to the shoe a few times. I kind of liked it that because I could be single cell. So you start making bullshit as excuses for your environment. Well, I'll just go sit in a shoe because I could be in a cell by myself. Yeah, I ain't gotta worry about a celly and none of that type of stuff, and then get kicked out. Program came my way, and it was the dog program. I was looking for all the shit to do, like, all right, I went to Gogi, but it just didn't feel right, because it's like, I know you here just getting overtime money, so you're not really here teaching, so your intent is bullshit anyway. Trades, I didn't like trades. I didn't want to be a porter, because I was like, I'm not finna work on your plantation. Yeah, you gonna have, no, I'm not finna work for you. And it was just self-sabotaging, bro, like how you was doing, self-sabotaging. I didn't really have a thing for drugs like that. Because when I did drugs, we were smoking sherm. So me on the yard smoking sherm, not gonna be a good sight, you know what I'm saying? So that was different. And I got to the point where my little sister was talking to me on the phone, and she, full-blown gang member. Like, she way more than I'll ever be. Tattoos on her face. She running around doing all type of shit that she don't need to be doing. She was doing that at 14. And I was talking to her. She's like, brother, why aren't you home? I'm like, cause I've been in jail. She's like, did you kill somebody? Cause you in jail, you know, you're in jail like a person that killed somebody. You know, do you kill people? And it's a little kid asking me that. You know, it's amazing how little kids will just strike a nerve with you. And it's just her asking me that question, like, damn, that's my baby sister who I haven't held since she was this big. And she asked me about killings and shit. And I'm in jail for a bunch of robberies. And from then I just, like, man, what am I going to do? If I do the process of eliminations and get it all right, then all right, but it don't work like that. Like, even though you clean up, he cleans up, he could be 10 years clean, it's gonna be some shit that's gonna come. You're gonna be battle tested. You have to be battle tested. You have to be able to walk on the yard and be like point A to point B. I went up to my homies and said, if y'all see me getting into a fight, don't even get involved. I'ma handle my shit. Don't help me, help the bear. And things kept happening, conspiracy, attempted murder on the police. Things kept happening, GBI, staff assault, 2-3 staff assaults, fighting a life sentence. The warden even said I didn't do it, and I'm still fighting a staff assault where this dude's sitting at home for the rest of his life, to this day, still sitting at home, living his best life. What would that do to you in your mental state? Sitting in your cell during COVID, fighting a staff assault that you didn't do. You just did 17 years, you got 2 strikes, and now you're looking at 50 to life, and you've been in prison since you were 14, and you ain't never even had sex with a girl before. It'll break a man, wouldn't it?
Wow.
Sure.
It didn't make you want to give up?
For what?
So you hear all that? That's all that, and he didn't even think about giving up.
Well, what you gonna give up for?
Right.
So everybody can say they win? Oh, we win, yeah, you know. We knew he was gonna do that. That's always been in him. That boy always been a fuck up his whole life. And then I'm thinking bigger, and like every man in here should be thinking, you should think of this too. I planned when I got out, when I die, I gotta make sure I take care of my own funeral, because my family's not financially stable to do that. Who's gonna take care of our moms? Who's gonna take care of the kids? I'm my daddy's only son. He got murdered when I was 11. Cold case. So what's it gonna be? Well, what I can do is get out, be a positive example. Whatever other organizations have going on, they can go ahead and do that. But this organization right here, I can say that I full-fledged put my all into it. I didn't take no dirty money. I ain't do no scandalous shit. I may tell a dude I'm gonna punch him in his face here and there so he know what time it is, don't play with me. But I'm a dude, baseball fighter. Baseball players, they have fights all day on the field.
No, no, no.
That's the shit you can do when you get out though. You can say, hey bro, you wanna go to the gym, we can throw on these UFC gloves? It's simple as that. Y'all can't do that now, so I wouldn't recommend that you do that, but it's a time and a place, but why give up, bro?
Right.
I have a question for you. Are you a father? You're not a father yet, but maybe you can still support me with this question. So, you know, I spoke about being courageous earlier, but there's still one thing that I haven't been fully courageous about. I have 2 sons, 11 and 9, Jude and Maxwell. And until this day, I haven't had the guts or the know-how or the courage to let them know that I have a 32 to life sentence. It's something we don't talk about because I can't bring it to myself to break their little hearts. Could you give me some advice on how to share my sentence with them?
I'll say it just like this, champ. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. I'd rather tell, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I told my mom before, I called home and I told her, because some shit happened, somebody owed me some money, and I told my mom, and I always made it a point to keep it real with my mom because I wanted her to keep it real with me. And I called her, and I told her, like, yeah, I'm finna go bust on this dude. I'm finna flatline his ass because he owed me some money. And my mom, she responded and she said, okay. She understood the circumstance and the predicament that I was in. She may not have liked it, she may not have understood, but she knew what it was in, and she respected me more for just being honest and telling her the truth. Because what you would hate the most is have to go and have your son call you and say, Dad, I looked up your case online. Why you didn't tell me nothing? That's another stage of accountability that we have to have. That's what this is for.
Thank you.
Same age. You could be talking to your son right there. But if you can help him and you can lead this man and then he gets out, you get out, I get out, he get out. It's bridging gaps, bro. It's healing. This is the healing process. The shit hurts. It's gonna hurt. You're gonna get out and be around people that's supposed to write you, supposed to do all this, say they was all that, and they're gonna be in the same room with you, and you just gonna be looking at them like, huh, you got to. You get out, your son's gonna be mad at you. There's gonna be times where they're gonna be like, I can't stand that you did this. Why you did that? My sister yells at me in drunken rages. Drunken rage, she'll call me. I can't stand you, you ain't shit. You was a bad role model. Keep my father's name out your mouth. You went to prison. You stayed in there too long. You must be gay. Just go crazy. Just go, I don't even know what it's for. Because I went to jail. Because I made it selfish. I went and did that bullshit. And now this is the residual. Remember what they said about Tupac? You don't gotta be in jail to be doing time. So when you pay your debt to society, you still gotta pay them debts to them kids. Yeah. Still gotta pay that debt to yourself, because in your head, you already thinking, if I did 16 years in prison, I gotta get out and do 16 years free for me to make it seem like I'm normal. With your sobriety, I gotta do this many years of sobriety to make me feel like in my head that I'm normal. And that's just how it works. You have to, these are the times. It's hard to peel back that shit, because then once y'all leave out of here, y'all gotta go put the armor back on. You got to. It's the jungle. You gotta put the armor back on in the jungle no matter what, bro. I did my job. And this is where all this comes in. This is where Ray comes in. This is where Street comes in. You got all the elements, all the way down to the littlest pieces, all the way up to the big pieces. I'm just a voice. But all this is put together by that, all this. So when I say, hey, you want to be the host? All right.
Yeah.
You got to know when to ask certain questions. You got to know when to light the fire. You got to be able to read them signs. Like, oh, no, I seen something in, bro. Why you hesitating so much? Why you guarding your mouth so much? Why you crossing your hands? Why you tapping that arm? Why you crossing that like that? I want to know, why you acting like that? And then with you, for a man to be able to speak so deeply at first, nah, it's something deeper than that in there. Because if he able to say that so damn deep, I want to know what's deeper inside. And that's what the board gonna tear into you about. But if you can do this shit organically, and you can build this group right here, and y'all able to do this organically, bro, you gonna get your parole. The question is, what you gonna do with the other stuff that you didn't ascertain? You got a whole group. What you gonna do with the dudes that once y'all get out? I don't see nobody trying to come back up in these joints. They looked at me like I was crazy. You gonna go back into prison? Yeah, I'm gonna go back into prison. Hell yeah. Shit, they let me go to the chow hall. I'll go in there and eat that shit with y'all too. I'm serious as a heart attack. Why? What are we learning here? The best way to show your support for your homie is to feed him. Feed him. So I'm gonna go eat with my people. I do that with the kids in the juvenile hall. Why are you eating that, man? Shut up and eat the food. You gotta be like that with them, though. But then I notice what's going on with them. And y'all gotta notice, it's the times is changing. The youngsters is changing. They don't beef with the dude across the way. No, they beef with the dude that got money. They'll laugh at you. Oh, gee, you ain't got nobody. You ain't worried about you. You gotta be right in the Maybach truck. They'll shoot at you out of Maybach truck. It's the different times. Don't wipe them, bro. And let them things fall. Any more questions? Now, since y'all shook on that, you gonna be in NAA with him?
I can't. They only allow me to take one class a week, being on C status.
Ask that again. You gonna be in NAA with him? How long C status you got?
6 months.
6 months on C status.
Yeah.
For doing what?
Back-to-back phone write-ups.
Back-to-back phone write-ups. The people that you call on their phone, did you love them?
Yeah.
Do they love you?
Yeah.
How much?
Enough to tell me not to use them?
No. Tell them to trade places with you for the 6 months.
Right.
Ask them what they do it.
Probably not.
If I can't call you collect, then baby, we ain't jigging in. If you ain't say, I want to see if somebody gonna write them letters.
Right.
I said earlier, I did 14 years without a job. I also did 14 years without a visit. So I know what that's like. No letters, none of that shit. So you can do it. You got a support group. You gonna show them how to get off C status?
I think he just has to keep his nose clean, stay out of trouble, and don't partake in all of those things that can get you back on the C status or otherwise, because from what I know of you, you're a respectful person. You show us respect, you show the officers respect, you get it all back in return, right? Whatever energy you put out there, you get back in return, and you have it in you. And then once you get off C status, you know where I'm at. I'm facilitating the AA groups, the GOGI groups. I'm the SAP ambassador for the yard.
So yeah, you ain't gonna have no problems getting in no classes. And y'all, the captain I don't give police props. That's one of my rarities where I give police props. That dude said something earlier. We're standing outside. He was like, this yard can do a lot of, it's getting better. It's not the inmates that you got to worry about. It's the staff that we're working on. And I've never heard a CO say that, like ever. I look like, like, wow, that's a first. So you got a yard that wants to have programming here going on. You just got to apply those. That's why I laughed earlier. And I'll tell you, I laughed at you because I don't understand how you're on a lower level yard and you on C status.
Right.
It don't make any sense. If they came tomorrow and said you want to go to a 180, you want to go?
Probably not.
If they came tomorrow and said you want to go to a 180, do you want to go?
Nah.
Peace is a time for preparation, bro. Get your program on.
Can I speak on that too as well? Earlier, what the captain said earlier, I appreciated that. Taking the time to say, you know what, represent yourself well. Mm-hmm. That means a lot, right? Because I'm not sitting here, I might be sitting in this chair alone, but behind me, there's Jude and Maxwell that I'm representing. I'm representing a whole team of social workers. And I wanted to say one more thing. Ever since I've been on this yard for 14 months, every correction officer on this yard has been kind to me and nice to me and polite to me and respectful to me. So I don't want to hide that either. That's also the truth that I'm standing in. So, and I believe that it's folks are growing and folks are changing. And if folks say that there are not many classes or programs on this yard, I calculated it 3 days ago. 45 hours a week I'm in positive programming here. 45 hours a week. I took away the lunches and the breaks. 45 hours a week. And I've been here for a little over a year.
He really got the statistics. He got the stats. Can you go and put that in a room somewhere? This many hours spent. Put that in a room. And then you start a competition out of it. Who gonna top me? I'll gamble it. I'll be like, look, I got $200 canteen. You could top my hours in this group this week. The bag is yours. Friendly competition. You got a free thing of stuff. You gonna beat him?
You're not gonna beat me.
You want a challenge?
Man.
It's shit like that.
Right.
You got to change the narrative.
Yeah.
We shot a docuseries in Compton. We changing the narrative. Never has there ever been a treetops and the Fruittown Pirus coming together to talk. Never have you seen rival gangs. There's not been a concert at Ludus Park since 1994. And you got Hispanics, blacks, Asians, whites, all that together. We trying to change the narrative. It's 2024, bro. If you still walking around with Ben Davis, Pendletons, and Chucks on, I don't want to be nowhere near your ass.
On the real.
I don't want nothing to do with it. It's just something different. I want to eat good, I want to look good, and I want to feel good. That's all that it is. And make some kids when I get my money right. You know? The last bit of advice, you probably know about it. I'm stereotyping. I'm stereotyping because he's Asian. You know what I'm saying? Good credit. That's it. You want to get yourself upset, you want to challenge yourself, you want to go through any of that, start working on your credit. It'll piss you off. Like, start having normal people problems, bro. Normal people problems it'll start upsetting you. And then you have to sit down and take a deep breath and say, this is what I wanted in life. I wanted normal people problems. I want somebody to cut me off so I can flick them off. There you go. I want baby to cook some food and I eat it and I'm like, this shit nasty. You know what I'm saying? Normal people problems.
Right.
You may not have the bills for the rent today, but shit, a couple more days, you have that rent money there. And don't feel bad about getting uncomfortable. That's just another hurdle that you done got. Now, I appreciate it. Yes, sir. Don't hesitate with the handshake.
Nah.
You know, you pump faking on the handshake.
Nah. Hands are just sweaty.
And
Thank you.
if you can, we'll go with the elder here. If you can tell today's youth one thing to help them move forward in life, what would that be?
I think first, if a group of youth were sitting in front of me, I would say to be yourself. But in being yourself, know that there's a lot of background noise there. Let me start that over. Because I want the youth to hear this, right?
For sure.
I would tell the youth to be yourself. And in being yourself, I want you to lead with love, empathy, and compassion. Love for yourself, love for your community. Understand the other person and how their walk of life has affected them. And then also see that there's suffering in the world and try to alleviate that as much as you can. I know it sounds maybe rather lofty, but I think that you can do it. I think that they can do it.
You agree?
Absolutely.
All right, now you can go back to the 16-year-old you. What would you tell yourself?
Just have more self-worth. Know your value, know your worth. I didn't really understand that when I was at that age. I valued everybody else's opinions or what they thought about me when I was that age. Like I said, I didn't know my worth. I wanted everybody else like to be good. Like I wanted everybody else to have what they wanted. Didn't necessarily care what I wanted. I wanted them to, you know, have what they wanted and to make sure they had, you know, what I didn't have. My pops wasn't around. I didn't have a pops growing up, so I felt the need to step up and be that person that provided. I took on roles and responsibilities that a kid necessarily shouldn't have, but I felt I needed to. And I wasn't putting my needs, I was putting everybody else's needs in front of my own. And I would tell my younger self, it's just to value yourself more, have more self-worth, love yourself. Don't always try to put other people's needs ahead of your own. Sometimes you need to prioritize that, and I didn't know how. So, yeah, that's what I would tell myself, just to have more self-worth.
And it's okay to take big bro help.
Yeah, no, for sure.
All right, so that concludes our section with Marcus and Tech here at Pleasant Valley State Prison. This is a very monumental moment. This means a lot to me to come back in here and talk to the fellas, because it kind of it grounds you, it centers you, and then it lets you know the potential that's going on. You know, it's a changing of the tide, it's a changing of the narrative, and you know, it's a collab with everybody. And most importantly, this will be something that we can give to the kids, and they could take something from it because they see the likeness in them and vice versa. So I appreciate it, fellas.
Thank you so much. Welcome back in a good way.
Yes,
Thank you.
All right. Welcome back in a good way.
Yeah.
What is it? Y'all got vacancies? No.
Man.
What do you like that?
A podcast called Strangest Fruit.